Hello everyone, it's time for another EU News Update, and we have a lot to talk about today. As always, for any merchandise that you see in this video, there will be links in the description where you can either buy or pre-order them. We have unfortunately lost two actors recently that have contributed to the Star Wars universe, Clive Revill and Nicky Katt. Clive Revill passed away at the Sherman Oaks Care Facility on March 11th at the age of 94 after a battle with dementia. Clive was born in New Zealand in 1930 and was working as an actuary in a bank when Lawrence Oliver told him to come to his Old Vic Theatre in Bristol to study acting. As a huge fan of Shakespeare, Clive raised enough money to move there in 1950. He made his Broadway debut in 1952 in Mr. Pickwick and starred in other Broadway shows like Mara Shady, Sherry, and The Incomparable Max. He's also starred in various TV shows and movies, like The Black Windmill, Robin Hood Men in Tights, MacGyver, and Star Trek. He famously provided the voice for Batman's butler Alfred in the Batman animated series. For Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, director Irving Kershner called upon Clive to provide the original voice for Emperor Palpatine, though he was later replaced by Ian McDiarmid in the 2004 DVD release. In a 2015 interview, he said, "Fans come up to me, and I tell them to get close and shut their eyes. Then I say, 'There is a great disturbance in the Force.' People turn white, and one nearly fainted. He will be missed by his friends and family." Nicky Katt tragically died due to suicide on April 8th at his apartment in Burbank at the age of 54. Nicky started out as a child actor in small roles in films like The Gremlins and The Burbs. He is arguably best known for his role as Clint Bruno from the movie Dazed and Confused in 1993. He's gone on to star in movies like The Boiler Room, Waking Life, and School of Rock. He played the role of teacher Harry Sennett in the 2000 to 2004 run of Boston Public. He provided the voice of fan favorite Atton Rand in Knights of the Old Republic 2. On his passing, Nicky's sister Elise Ravencroft released a statement. "Today, with the heaviest of hearts, I share the devastating news of my brother's passing. He died by suicide after battling with depression, one that he fought bravely, but quietly. This is a pain no family should endure, yet far too many do. Mental illness is real, it is powerful, and it is often invisible. We hope that by sharing this, we can help break the silence and stigma that so often surrounds mental health struggles. Let us honor my brother's memory by approaching one another with greater understanding, kindness, and care. Thank you." We are getting closer to Legends Expo, the second convention devoted to the Star Wars expanded universe. There's been many great guest announcements so far, such as Barbara Hambly, James Lucino, Gabriel Hardman, Karina Becco, Stephen Barnes, Abel G. Pena, Sean Stewart, and Craig Miller. But now we're also getting Michael Kogi. He's written for Star Wars Insider, Hyperspace, West End Games, Fantasy Flight Games, the Star Wars Adventure Journal, Wizards of the Coast, and Star Wars Gamer. You can meet him and the rest of the guests at Legends Expo, September 13th through the 14th, at the Burbank Marriott Convention Center in Los Angeles, California. And be sure to get your tickets soon. The early bird pricing ends on May 4th. The original theatrical release of Star Wars will air at the British Film Institute's Film on Film Festival in June. It will open with one of the few original Technicolor prints still in existence, and it will be the first theatrical screening in nearly 50 years. George Lucas infamously made several changes to his original cut of the film over the years, and even looks upon it with disdain. Many fans have been begging for the unaltered versions to be released, but the closest version was probably the 2006 DVD release, and the quality isn't super great on those either. Some have even took upon the task to re-edit the movie themselves. George has made it very difficult to watch the original theatrical version, much to the annoyance of several fans. It's one thing to dislike the original, but trying to gatekeep it from those who want to watch it is baffling to me. But George isn't in charge anymore. So maybe this will just be the start, and we'll get The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi too. Speaking of old Star Wars movies coming to theaters, starting on April 25th, Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith was re-released in theaters to celebrate its 20th anniversary. And for a re-released 20-year-old movie, it's already doing pretty well in the box office. In Thursday previews alone, it's already earned a reported $3.4 million in ticket sales. It's also the first Star Wars movie I've been excited to watch in, 20 years. Of course, to celebrate the occasion, AMC Theaters has an electronic Darth Vader collectible popcorn bucket. Cinemark has an R2-D2 popcorn maker available online, and Regal Cinemas has a Darth Vader popcorn tin and beverage cup.
One ticket, please.
For which movie?
Speaking of Revenge of the Sith, the novelization by Matthew Stover is also receiving a re-release. This deluxe hardcover edition includes new cover art, red foil edge pages, a red satin ribbon marker, and a removable dust jacket. It also includes over 170 new annotations by Matthew Stover to give readers some insight into the novel's creation, which is the best reason to get this. I wish it was something that the Essential Legends collection did. It is now available for pre-order and is set to release on October 14th. In France, Star Wars The Old Republic Volume 4 was released on April 23rd in both hardcover and paperback. The Sith Empire declares war on the Galactic Republic. The Sith Dark Council claims to want peace, but spies from both sides threaten the outcome of the negotiations. Meanwhile, apprentice Teneb Kell embarks on a very special mission. This book collects the Old Republic Threat of Peace, Blood of the Empire, and The Lost Sons, Lost Tribe of the Sith Spiral, and material from Star Wars Visionaries and Star Wars Tales Issue 17. And Star Wars Rebellion Volume 2 was released on April 29th in France in both hardcover and paperback. As Leia announces her intention to marry, the rebellion is gripped by doubt. Meanwhile, Darth Vader instills fear in the Imperial ranks with his elite stormtroopers. Luke fights side by side with a veteran, while Han Solo flirts with an old flame. This book collects Brian Wood Star Wars issues 13 through 20, Empire issues 19 through 27, and Star Wars Kids issues 1 through 20. If you haven't already, you really need to follow Quinlan Voss on YouTube. He is my main source of info on any unpublished or newly translated Star Wars works suddenly releasing online and becoming available. Very recently, we've gotten fragments of a comic script called Exiles of the Force by Jim Bakey. It was apparently going to be a prequel to Heart of the Jedi. We've gotten exclusively Spanish Ewok comics that have been translated to English for the first time. We got Vader's Legacy, an unpublished article by Abel G. Pena, originally intended to be in Star Wars Insider as a tie-in to Legacy of the Force. And a short story that ties into that Vader's Legacy article, also by Abel J. Pena, called Faith Reborn, A Sith Dynasty. All released in the course of a month. So, I don't know what planets align to have all these stories get released on the Star Wars EU Reddit, but my fan theory is that Abel G. Pena had something to do with it. Once again, credit to Brennan, aka Quinlan Voss on YouTube, for pointing all this out to me. And in merchandise news, we have a few things to go over. We had already known about Dash Rendar getting a figure in the Black Series, but at Star Wars Celebration this year, we actually got a reveal of what he's gonna look like, which is sadly one of the few actual good reveals from Celebration. But still, I think he looks great. He's a decently popular EU character, especially being the star of his own game, and of course he's currently sold out on Hasbro Plus. Wow, the EU merchandise is doing so well? What a shocker. Who could have guessed? Hopefully he becomes available again soon. And in the Vintage Collection, inspired by A New Hope, we're getting a 2-pack of a Tusken Raider and a Bantha. The Bantha is especially adorable. I think they did a great job on all of its hair. It has movable legs and tail, articulated ankle joints, and twistable neck, plus a mouth that can open and close. It is now available for pre-order and is expected to ship on September 1st, 2025. From Regal Robot is the concept Maquette replica of the Wool Cabasshite. Legendary ILM concept designer and effects artist Joe Johnston crafted the concept maquette for what was called low overhead during the production of Star Wars Return of the Jedi. That maquette would be built life-sized as Goel, a Wool Cabasshite alien seen briefly near C-3PO in Jabba the Hutt's palace. With hands-on access to the original film artifact and high-resolution 3D scanning, the Regal Robot team has crafted a faithful recreation of the original concept sculpture. The wool Cabasshite replica is limited to 100 pieces in the numbered edition. The signature edition includes a metal plaque hand-signed by Joe Johnston. The numbered editions are still available, but the signature editions are all sold out. But you can still add yourself to the waitlist if one becomes available. In video game news, we have a few things to go over. The remastered Jedi Power Battles has just received a post-launch patch to resolve issues and bug fixes, such as fixing an issue preventing damage from Adigalia's ranged force power, fixing a crashed upon reaching level 6 Coruscant elevator, and much more. The other big announcement at Celebration was Star Wars The Old Republic finally getting a story update, and even showed a teaser trailer with Darth Malgus and Darth Jadis. It was even shown off on the main stage of the convention, instead of being tucked away like it usually is. Updates to the story are what many SWTOR players have been waiting for a long time for. Seemingly, a lot was put off due to the voice actor strike, so this was a nice treat. Hopefully we'll get more info in a live stream soon. But what do you all think? Let me know in the comments below.